Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm going to start playing Pillars of Eternity. I have not played this RPG for a very long time. Dabbled in Baldur's Gate 2 for a little bit, but yeah, wasn't my thing, so I figured I'd try Pillars of Eternity since I've heard such good things about it. What kind of difficulty should I do? Easy, because I am a nub at these things. The artwork is gorgeous, though. The level of difficulty influences what creatures appear in combat. Stuff I probably don't have to worry about, at least through this playthrough.
Five wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Cool. So I am sick and dying. How wonderful. Yay, character creation. What shall we be? Humans. Common traits. The Aumau? If I'm pronouncing that correctly. Affinity for water, affinity for civilization such as, oh my gosh, these names. Ramatai, based on naval dominance. Trusty dwarves. I love playing dwarves. Pretty much many things. Elves. High and mighty. Orlin. And the godlike. I mean, naming your race godlike might come with a bit of an overpowered structure, maybe? Unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. I mean, not surprising. I will stick with my little dwarf. Oh, mountain or boreal? They share rocky tundra and snow-covered forests with migratory pale elves and the coast-hugging ships of Aumaua. share instinctive love for exploration, somewhat common in the Valian republics, but seldom encountered in the Deerwood. Originated on the continent to the east of the Deerwood and have spread through the area several times. Unlike the similarly diminutive Orlans, who are frequently subjugated, the Tapo have always directly fought back threats posed by larger kith and opted to fortify their residence rather than move on. They're common in the Valian republics, but not seen as often in the Deerwood and Riadceres. Bonus to defend against poison and disease. I mean, if I was a mountain dwarf, why would I be sick? And then the class. Oh, the choices. Barbarians. So they can cleave. Chanter can continuously speak chants to provide helpful buffs and powerful effects. A cipher. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that other than Mindhunters. The most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach. Practitioners of the techniques spread throughout the known world. They can directly target allies and enemies with powerful soul-focused effects. These powers cost focus, which ciphers build through the use of their soul whip. Kinky. A dwarven druid. I'm not one for druids. Paladins, faith and conviction. Inherent bonus to all of their defenses. Over the course of the game, the value of this bonus may shift based on the reputations the paladin gains relative to the behaviors that are preferred by his or her order. Priest, so it's essentially a cleric. Support and some offensive-oriented spells. Every 2 levels, priests automatically gain access to an additional. You want me to be a stinky dwarf paladin there, Big? Or are you commenting because of our D&D? Of course you're gonna name call. I feel like Ranger is just due to the animal companion. Granted, in a video game it's a bit different than in D&D. Rogues, I'm not very fond of playing. Too sneaky for my style. Wizards. Oh, you are doing a playthrough, eh? How is the barbarian, if you don't mind me asking? Be a dwarf paladin, possibly named Caleb. Bleakwalkers are soldiers dedicated to conducting warfare mercilessly with extreme brutality in order to bring a swift end to conflicts. Because they are renowned for their terrible and unyielding nature, most nobles will only call on them as a last resort. I mean, I guess that's why they're called the Bleakwalkers. Cruelty, because the quickest resolution to a battle is one in which the Bleakwalker's arrival is announced and surrender immediately follows. Does it sound like the kind of character I want to be? I mean, I assumed, at least from reading some of the text for the game, the classes definitely won't be D&D-esque. I'm assuming, I don't know what it's using, but it's using something not similar to, but close to D&D. The Darkazi Paladini, founded as the guards of the Darkazi Palace in Grand Valia over 2,000 years ago. Since the shattering of Grand Valia, the Darkazi Paladini have transformed into the protectors and ambassadors of the immense Darkazi family, as well as the old Valian culture. Passionate, clever, disfavored dispositions, is cruel and stoic. Goldpack Knights are an order of mercenary paladins who sell themselves for all sorts of defensive or offensive engagements. They emerged on the Pearl Coast a few hundred years ago and managed to survive the destruction of the dwarven nation that created them. Goldpack Knights are not especially brutal and are willing to shift direction based on the desires of their employers. As their name suggests, the Goldpack Knights believe payment forms a binding contract. Kind Wayfarers. The most widespread paladin order. The Kind Wayfarers are guides and protectors for travelers, often people of limited means traveling in dangerous areas. Kind Wayfarers lack the noble prestige of other paladin orders, but are widely respected by commoners for their generosity and compassion. Kind Wayfarers lack a centralized structure, and many members operate independently in remote areas. Though the order is known for not being wealthy, in recent years they've improved their finances via cartography and working with groups like the Hand Occult to develop travel guides for little-known parts of Viora. The Shield Bearers of St. Elka. During the peace negotiation, an archer from the kingdom of Adir shot the noblewoman emissary of Kulkin, Elka, in the arm, provoking battle. Elka nevertheless made a second attempt at negotiation, accompanied by 3 elven knights whose only arms were shields. They held in front of Elka to protect her. Elka succeeded, helping form the Adir Empire. The knights who protected her founded the Shield Bearers of St. Elka, continued to act as guardians and diplomats in Adir and beyond. Well known for their honesty and skill in negotiations. I'll try the Kind Wayfarers. Be the noble paladin that I am. Flames of Devotion. Equip weapons to burst into flame and adding burn damage to their next attacks. Lay on hands. Paladin will heal with the touch of his or her hands, recovering a substantial amount of endurance for the paladin or an ally within range. I mean, lay on hands is just classic. But doing more damage would be nice. Lay on hands be a bit more defensive than offensive. Resolve reflects the character's internal drive. Oh, big gem. Big gem, big gem. Resolve reflects the character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and the emotional intensity they can project to others. It can be useful for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. In combat, it helps characters maintain concentration and contributes to the will and deflection defenses. Apparently, it is highly recommended for paladins. Intellect represents a character's logic and reasoning capabilities. In interactions, it can be useful for deduction, sudden realizations, and problem solving. In combat, it contributes to the will defense and influences durations and area effect for all abilities and talents. Perception, represents the character's senses as well as their instinctive ability to pick up on details. In interactions, it can be used to catch someone in a lie, to make an observant comment about their appearance, or to notice something happening in the background. In combat, it contributes to accuracy and reflex defense, and grants a bonus to interrupt. Many things Caleb was not, or does not have. Caleb being my D&D character. Dexterity is an abstraction of a character's hand-eye coordination, balance, and overall grace. Yeah, we're going to pass that on my dwarf. He doesn't need grace. Constitution is a combination of the character's overall health and stamina, although it is not used much in interactions. It is sometimes checked to withstand pain or endure a physically taxing ordeal. In combat, it affects maximum health and endurance and contributes to the fortitude defense. And might. The character's physical strength and spiritual strength. Physical and spiritual strength. Brute force, as well as their ability to channel powerful magic. During interactions, it can be useful for intimidating displays and acts of brute force. In combat, it contributes to both damage and healing, as well as the fortitude defense. Interesting. So I'll put a couple points into resolve. I guess having better durations and or area of effects of certain abilities that I might get, because I don't know what kind of spells I'll be getting as a paladin in this game. Get some more health and endurance. Bump that up just so it's not a negative. Huh. Probably going to bump resolve up a bit more, being a bit more utility in terms of support than I will be in terms of combat. My poor dexterity. Rather perception. See how that goes. And of course a culture. So many. Oh, this is starting here. Interesting. The Adir Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. Though the Empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Adir is at its heart and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. Deadfire Archipelago, consisting of the nation of Nasitaku, how would you pronounce that? Dozens of Almawa settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Amawa, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed to the east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. Located in the northeast of near Glanpath, Examital Plains, and some of these words are large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by human and Orland residents. The culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread out little over a past several thousand years. Old Valia. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Valia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the old Valian countries are still forces to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. Rawatai, dominated by the Amawa nation of Rawatai, the Gulf itself is host to a number of nations, most of them Amawa, Orlin, and Dwarven. Though these countries are relatively young, they are some of the most advanced colonial settlements in the East. The Gulf is a land of riches and resources for those who can take them, though the entire coast is often pummeled by violent storms. The Living Lands is the mountainous region of a large northern island renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable and its ecosystems vary dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Lands are home to an assortment of races in a variety of colonial and independent settlements. And the White That Wends. A large, cracked southern expanse of polar ice, the White That Wends is home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the White, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. That sounds like a lovely place to visit. I'm thinking... Huh. Probably the Rawatai. And a background. Man, oh man. An aristocrat. No. A drifter. Never quite fit in no matter where I go. I labor my life in the study of my craft, trained and prepared, hoping to hone my skills and ply my trade. Definitely won't be a merchant or a slave. I've made a name for myself as a troublemaker. Nah. Taking the lives of wild creatures doesn't sound like it. I'm thinking probably a scholar. Figured he would be like kind of an explorer, helping others and yet learning everything he can around the world. That kind of thing. Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, you could be more perfect-ish, although the beard needs to be a bit bigger. Oh, I got other facial hair. Sweet. You can't be a dwarf without facial hair. I mean, come on. There we go. What else do we have? It's the first one I think I was on. I like that one better though. Much better.
Hey there.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Now I am the leader of the group. Yeah!
I do need to turn down the sound.
Shh. Yes? I'm flattered.
Let's go!
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
God.
I'm here. Leading the way.
Let's go! Quickly and quietly. I've got this. Let's go!
Yeah.
A blade in the dark. Well,
Thanks.
now I am the leader of the group. They won't see me coming. Now I am the leader of the group.
You better run! I'll go on ahead.
They don't sound dwarvish, said.
I'll lead the way.
Sure. And of course, the fabled Caleb. Here we go. Caravan Master of Dema. caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for nemesis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Wonderful.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Yes, this is Sparfell, apparently to collecting some water. Apparently Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Where were
They
the
grow on a
berries?
bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
And what are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
The character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for me in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. So who did build these ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Ingwithans. Is it dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business,
Fair enough.
and not if the weather holds up.
Because, rain is bad. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never care to.
What are these huge rocks coming up out of the ground?
They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories.
Cool.
It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
I'll go see about the berries.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Scans the other travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
She sounds promising.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayadin should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back.
We're in bad
And if you
country.
get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Bewick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Yes. Watch the windows. The party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glanfathen ruins, Odema has assigned Kalisha to help you. Kalisha is a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Use your abilities to complement your own. Select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to the position in the party, starting with 1 at the left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag down.
Let's see what's
I'll
in
have
here.
this open
in no time.
To move selected characters, click anywhere on the screen. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's options, select only that character. Now I'll turn down said sound. Okay.
Go on then, before it gets too dark.
Encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way. Others will have larger conversations to explore. The merchant, Heodin, has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale. Because I have so much gold on me.
Anyone need supplies? I've got...
You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Let's see what you've got. I have a total. Oh, stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy items from you at a greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. So I have a total of 100 copper on me. What do we have? A cloak, a worm, a Gowan's pledge, and a space piglet. Interesting? Question mark? I mean, I don't think there's anything I want to buy as of yet. At least that I can afford. I can retrain my character. Good to know. There's no one else to talk to, eh? No one else with a name. No. They're all nameless. Exploration is key. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. Hey look, a map. That's pretty cool. Sup?
I'll have your
Spectral.
water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry, take your time. It's not like I'm dying. Plants. Oh, not the plants I need apparently. This path winds through a narrow canyon, back the way you
We
came.
shouldn't stray too far.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system because you will often manage more than one character at a time. It's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met. Such as the start of combat. What do we got? Like a talk to her. She's at second wind and a knockdown. Nope, that. What do we got? We got my second wind and my lay on hands. So we'll also attack it.
Hmm?
One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke a disengagement attack, opportunity attack, whatever, from the enemies engaging them. Your characters will also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them with melee. When a party member takes damage, they will start to lose endurance and health. Their portrait will begin to fill with a red overlay and a health bar. To the left of their portrait will slowly start to decrease. When the portrait fills entirely red, the character will be knocked out. Potions and spells can be used to restore endurance to characters in the fight, but health can only be restored by resting. Good to know. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear your character complain about it when it happens. Take heed. Note the damage type that's being blocked and switch to a weapon or spell that does a different damage type. Kaboom. I killed a wolf! It's a rat, right?
Not a problem.
And we got a pelt.
This is it.
As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. Word around the camp is you've got a lot of knowledge tucked away. What kinds of things did you study before you came here? What would I have studied? I would say history. Yeah, how is it you happen to come here? Came to realize that all history is written with an angle. It's impossible to know what really happened. Some things just aren't in the stars, and there's no changing it. Makes you wonder if the gods like putting us in situations that can't be resolved, just to see what we do. Kalisha breathes in her surroundings. It's been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? I'm just passing through. That's usually the case with the big city just a little ways further up the same road. But where are you headed? Nowhere special, just putting as much time and distance between me and my old life as I possibly can? No. Going to continue on to the city, see where that takes me. I'll probably wander for a while. Somewhere I can make some money, I have no idea. I'm just going what I'm going to do next. I'll go to the city. Closest one is Defiance Bay, the capital. A few days out. Got its nice places and its not so nice places. Same as any city. But the Duke is a good man, as I hear it. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time though, she asked me to come out, and that's what got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixamiddle. But I do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here and we'll see. Odema I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rautai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about the Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch and I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfell is getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like, when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. The stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get your water. Yes, before I die. That would be lovely. No, nothing? No. Dun, dun, dun. Searching things. Ooh, what's that? Burn lady. Mushrooms. Good old mushrooms. I hear the water. No, nothing. Water? No. Let me get my water. Water? No. Deer! Chase the deer. Chasey, chasey, chase off. I run too slow. My dwarf is slow. Hey, there's dead things here. What we got? Leather armor. And some lockpicks. Or looters. Or bandits. Bad sign anyway, if you figure. Corpse was cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from it in putrid waves. Night wasn't penetrating. A dark crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen clothing. They were killed. Duh. Did I miss something down there? Nope, just dead corpses. Oh, that's my button. Nah. Pretty sure I'm supposed to go back to the water. Where's my journal? Hi. Need to find Sparfell. Where is he? He was by the tree, so I assume if he was going by the water, it'd be this way. But I don't see him. Missing anything? Da, 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 da. Let's go across the bridge then.
What a surprise. Sparfell went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Crouch to the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. I've gained an item, a full water skin. Yay! Out of the trees emerged Sparfell, one of the guides. Barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfell? Are you alright?
Sparfell's toe catches on a rock and collapses forward in anger. The feather shaft on an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
We got bandits. Lots of bandits. Or hunters. Let's see here. We're gonna go this way. Don't get me.
Death to
Get them. Get my lay on hands. Move. Many spells and abilities, the Pillars of Eternity have a limited number of uses. An ability can be used a number of times per encounter. All of its uses restored when combat ends. Abilities can be used a number of times per rest. Will only be restored when you rest at an inn or use camping sometimes. Good to know.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
What did we get? Some hide armor, agate, some copper.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Anything else to loot down here? Campfire. More mushrooms. Footprints around the campfire are distinct and may have been here for days or longer. Hi. Saw you. I mean, beer. But if it's been sitting here for days or longer, yeah. Head back to the camp. Something's not right. I think I hear things. Hi. Go for it. Damn, he's near dead. Come on. There we go. Literally not doing anything.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Nobody's dead. Lots of people dead. Oh, hi. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Galicia puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stand above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of a man you recognize as Heodin, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life, for a fight you will lose. Why have you done this? We have not trespassed, we merely wish to pass through. I don't know what they did, but I didn't have anything to do with it. Murderers! You'll pay for each life. You will try to kill us all either way. Why make it easy? Look at my lore. Now, one rank in a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. Heodin, I don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. I don't have perception. We are innocent in this. Will you not listen to reason? You can kill him, but you might as well be killing yourself. Go ahead, kill him. Do it. You can rush him. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? Yeah, let's go with that one. The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Heoden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but we would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with your beliefs, or because it's what you were told? The man glares. It has always been known to my people. I see, and what of Galawain's edict, that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength. Do you think Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did, just not you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle, and he nearly fumbles it, affording Heoden the moment he needs to dodge out of the swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. Bring it. Bring it. What are you? Blinding strike. A dirty attack that makes the opponent unable to see, inflicts extra damage, and blinds the target. I mean, yes. So I got two of them? That's not bad. You, go. After that. You. Lightning strike. That. Me. Attack him. And go! Well.
Yeah?
Your enemy lies. Sabine on the ground. Sabine? Unable to rise, his companion is now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good, the gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against the wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom slashes across the chest and bowel, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step. Set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Heoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Heoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Heoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. Oh, I don't have any dex. Sure. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Heoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Heoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance of swelling wind now, feeling the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Fun. Hopefully I still have a weapon. But we'll see.
Was that?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Ready when you are.
Have a weapon? That's the question. I do not. Fun. My stash has nothing. Guess I should have bought an extra weapon, right? Hey, Odin, where's your stuff? Oh wait, outside. That's right. Gawain's Pledge. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from the myriad perils that plague the world of Yora, an aspect of the god Eothas. Gawain represents the harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. As Gawain helps protect the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. I think it's okay. Put on a cloak. Yeah, I got a cloak. What do we got? We got a pet. Alright, look at that. There's a pet spot. Interesting. Little worm. Can I use that? I mean, I guess. That's all I have at the moment. Better than nothing. Oh, I see. Cool.
Ready when you are.
Can't go that way, apparently. Lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? Kalisha shakes her head. Windstorm, of a kind they only get in Ear and Glenfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glenfathan word is Beowak. To them it's the god's way of reaping the souls of the land and couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Who attacked us? Glenfathans. Those be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Look to be fangs of Gallowayne. Who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema. I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. They said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it, but as much as the fangs are hotheads, Glenfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or she glances down the passage beyond. Or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. Everybody else is dead, so you don't seem too upset about all this. Felicia looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse. And kept on walking, because there's nothing else to be done, and because there's other people you care about who still need you. Let's get going. Up or down, up or down. Start with up.
Someone else has been here. We should move.
Down on loot. I could possibly get a new weapon. Yeah. Got a weapon. discover some camping supplies. You can use this to rest in the wilderness or dungeons, fully restoring all your character's abilities and health. Easy difficulty allows you to carry more camping supplies, but hard restricts them severely. If you fully run out of camping supplies, try to find an inn. Most have cheap rooms available. Oh, and a small shield. And a torch. Nothing else to loot? Oh, yeah, there's something.
I'll go on ahead.
Oh, wrong button. No need to sleep. We're still good. Although I should have some water. Where's my cask? I guess I didn't have that. Hey. No water for me, yo. I'm gonna die. Hello. Oh. Hi there. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show that though through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zaurip. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. The Zaurip recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. I'll raise my arms and stand still. The creature cocks its head and approaches you. Yep, doing the same thing. So either I attack it or I don't. I'll slowly back away. But I want to go this way. There is loot there. Fine. I'll be the nice paladin. Oh. The Eastern Reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors.
They'll never know I'm here.
Those tiles look suspicious. Let's be careful.
Nothing will slip past me.
Found something.
Yep, there's traps everywhere. Good old traps.
Those symbols. Just like the tiles.
A symbol of a patterned circle is inscribed on this pillar. An unlit brazier sits at its base. It could be lit if you had the means. I'm gonna not light it at the moment.
Stay quiet.
Oh, this is the ooze. What is that? Lesser black ooze. Hi. Scouting mode is used for both for stealth and for finding hidden objects like traps and secret containers. While scouting, your character's selection circles will start to fill with yellow when a character is starting to detect them. Once the circle fills yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate while the circle fills red. If the circle becomes fully red, your characters will be discovered. The character's ability to find hidden objects is based on his or her mechanic skill. A higher mechanic skill allows them to find objects at a greater distance. Moving toward a character accelerates how quickly they will detect you. If you actually touch the selection circle of a character with your own, you will be immediately detected. Cool. Okay. Yep. Can you even blinding strike it? I don't even mean to blind. Never mind. No, we just want to attack. Can they be knocked down? I mean to prone, so no. I saw my bow out, so we'll shoot it.
How can I help?
Sucks. Switching to me.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Ready when you are.
Can we loot? Thank you. Get some ooze plasma. Plasma. Poleaxe. Or Pollux, depending how you want to pronounce that.
Where'd that
What's
slime
that
come from?
muck on the wall?
Viscous and oily, this muck clings to anything it touches. A viscous slicker of something dark and tar-like runs down the wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. But my water skin. That's fine. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of its head and the tight curls of hair on the ridges of his pointed ears still showcase a remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. So what you're saying is we need to find a gem. So, what do we got there? Got the spinny thing, the snail thing, it's like a crab thing. So, there's the snail thing. So what happens if I light it? Flames kindle swiftly in the brazier, winding their way up. So what does that do? Oh, disable the trap. Hi. Which means those are now disabled. I mean, I could just disable the trap manually. But this is more fun. So now I need whatever that one is. I guess we could just enable them all? Or what would happen? So this is what, 6 of them? Something up here, right? Oh, hi. The mural, this mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession of Engwithans from all the Kith races, Amawa, Elf, Orland, Dwarf, and Human. They walk among pillars similar to the ones that span this chamber, which one topped with the flame. Each one topped with a flame. So what you're saying is turn them all on. And then there's only a few left. Which I will now disable. Boop, boop.
I'll be quiet.
Boop, boop. Boop, boop.
They'll never know I'm here.
And why wouldn't you disable them for the experience?
Yeah?
They'll never know I'm here. Do you feel that? There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
Hi, spiders. Spiders can probably knock down, can't they? Need a web, whatever. Bang. Dead spider is dead.
Not a problem.
Quick and quiet.
I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
That you can. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Hello? Is it me or oh hi? A whelp. One hand. somewhere. It's just the whelp. Bring my others in from the above. Get her to knock it down.
Death to our enemies!
Get there just in time.
Yeah?
To do it. I got
Yeah?
an ear.
Stay quiet.
Just the door. A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Push the wall. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Try something else. I'll use the hammer and chisel. The cracks lengthen and widen with your efforts, but the process is more taxing than you expect. Sweat beads your forehead and your muscles begin to ache. Keep doing it. Several walls begin to see light on the other side. With one final tap, several blocks of stone shift, then tumble loose, clearing a gap just wide enough to pass through. Rumble. Rumble, rumble. Oh, there's more. Hi. We do a knockdown. That matters. Hey, how dare you step on Boom. You're dead now. Dead. I'll take your ear now. Oh, that's a meat.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Stay quiet. Wait. Do you hear that?
Do you hear that? Got crossbow, that's the gem, another torch, and a tattered journal. What's the journal? The small folio is torn in several places, and blood is soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice and I've got my hands on a genuine Angrethan artifact. The fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, then what's the worth sneaking past a few painted elves? I'll head to Silant Lys in the morning. Then it's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. Well, I mean, obviously the one that we just cleaned off.
Just say the word.
No, I'm not gonna bother that dude. Let's go this way. On, oh,
What you need?
not that way, not that way. Follow me.
Just say the word.
Onto the road again. The amount of depth and like, I guess, tree effects in terms of making the paths for this game is just so immense. I can't even fathom how it would be done. Place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. Hi. Oh, and of course, there's Blackers.
Ready when you are.
You
Go
better run!
Spit stuff at us. How lovely. Get you, yes, yeah. And it did. It did. What's that? We got minor cloak of protection. We got an amethyst, and we got an Aetra. Organic material. Oh, that's the rocks coming out of the ground. That's right. The ooze has some turquoise.
Not a problem.
Always good. Always good. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, just the story paths you can take in this game based on skills you have, stats you have. Hi. Explosions. And nothing because I exploded it. Well, la-di-da, fancy pants.
Nothing will slip past me.
Dead body with a helmet. I'll equip it. I got a helmet. Aw, look at me. Don't I look so lovely? Oh. Would that be better than the bow? I mean, technically speaking. Yeah. I'm glad I don't need arrows as far as I'm aware. 16 deflection, negative 8 to accuracy, 8 to deflection. So what's the difference? It's just nothing. I like the one that provides me protection. I like protection. What's that? It's an urn with some gems.
Just say the word.
Be quiet.
Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web.
Shh.
We got a rapier and a bloodstone. And that's my damage reduction. Damage reduction. What is going on here? Older robed man. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet, the air still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with Adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions, pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick grey beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now, at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. And everybody's dead. You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, in an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Heodin and Kalisha lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Great. I have earned enough experience, and I'm fatigued.
Ready when you are.
But I don't want to loot them. I mean, I do. This is all my stuff.
Think we picked up a few too many spoils.
Can we just throw it in the stash? Is there an easy way to stash things? That'd be wonderful. Guess not. I shall keep that and the booze. Got some daggers. Lots of daggers. Okay, well, goodbye companions. It's nice knowing you. This is Dire Cup. Now I'm out of daggers. Lovely. The nightmares are real. What is going on? This massive structure is formed of stone, adria, and copper, and covered in strange lifts. The air around it vibrates with an unusual energy. I see you over there. Springberries! That's everything in the map. Valewood. It will take 6 hours to complete my journey from Celantis to Valewood. Okay. So far, interesting enough. I had party members. They were fun party members.
Time to bring out the bedrolls, I think.
Yep. We need to rest, I know. We need a camp. There's lots of dead bodies everywhere. Oh, well, we have camping supplies. We had some too before. Now that I think about it. Camping. Oh, yep, there we are. Choose a camping bonus. I guess it's just damage reduction. Well, let's rest. And my nightmares continue. Some stones, some pillars. Oh yeah, I forgot. I had enough experience to level up. Survival. Allows characters to choose from a variety of long-term bonuses every time they camp. The first 6 ranks grant the following bonuses. Good with damage reduction at the moment. Disarming traps definitely will not be me. I do want scrolls. I can use all the 2 scrolls. Athletics. Does that increase how much? Yeah, it does. There's still 1 point left. I can't do. Oh. Unused points will carry to the next level. I will save it. Ooh. I can choose 1. Greater Lay on Hands. Fueled solely by belief, the paladin is able to heal with a touch. Oh yes. Modifies Lay on Hands. 32.7. Endurance over 5.8 seconds. Untroubled Faith. Paladin's beliefs become more than just a sum of his or her actions, negating reputations that negatively influence faith and convictions. Deep Faith. Strange Mercy. When Paladin defeats an opponent, nearby allies gain endurance. Acolyte's Radiance. Nuanced faith in the gods has allowed this character to unleash a wave of spiritual energy similar to a priest's holy radiance. Friendly AoE plus 9 endurance. Foe AoE 24 burn damage over 3.5 seconds. Successful frightened for 11.5 seconds. Allows the character to imitate the brutal opportunistic strikes of this rogue sneak attack. Yeah, like I'm going to be stealthing around. Aspirant's Mark. Oh, this is all the other class stuff. I see. Then I have other talents. Defensive. Hold the line! Not the door. Grants hold the line. +1 enemies engaged. 10 reflex, 10 fortitude, 10 will. +6 shield deflection. Shield deflection bonus also applies to reflex. Which is basically how I'm going to be playing. Maybe. Utility. Fast runner. Run, little dwarf, run! Heart of the Storm. Quick switch. No. Grants wound binding, 1 per rest. 40% health over 10 seconds. Field triage. 1 per rest. That's a range. Interesting. Modifies faith and conviction. So why? Huh. So why would I only choose untroubled faith when there's also deep faith? Probably the strange mercy, actually. I assume it doesn't affect me, though. Which is fine. After leveling a character up, you may want to review their statistics, open their character sheet to see their attributes, skills, abilities, and talents in greater detail. Onwards, good steed, Caleb. spirits walking around.
Ready when you are.
Dun. Walking through a forest.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? I'm a scout. Oh, hi. The young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook doesn't run off. Help, please. Help, Mrog. One of the bandits gives 10 Frith a kick as they pass him, and he huddles. Well, okay. Yeah, I got nothing, so attack! It's riveting.
Death to our enemies! You better run!
Smack. It's like a WoW paladin. I don't got much to do.
Well met, friend.
By the flame, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for these ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, stop by the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know just what you've done for me, and I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Oh, to be back at my oven again. I've earned a reputation. Reputations can be held with communities or factions in the Eastern Reach and will affect how members of that group respond to you. In some cases, friends or enemies of those groups will also react to your affiliations. Helping a group will increase your positive reputation with that group. Harming a group will increase your negative reputation. It is possible to have a mix of positive and negative reputation with a group if you help and harm them in equal measure. What do we got? We got a hood, some copper. Leather armor, nothing too crazy. Got some vegetables. Got some rice, meat, poultry, and coppers. Got some daggers. And some fruit. We can make a whole feast. Figure out how to get up there now. Because I want that plant. Oh. Hi. I found a wolf. Time for some more riveting combat. These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Examine the wall more closely. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Find a handhold upon one of the larger stones and start to pull yourself up. You make your way steadily up the crumbling ruin and over the top. Yeah, go athletics. Fulvano's gloves of dexterity +2. Though never as famed as he would claim, the Valian explorer Fulvano was known as the eccentric who wished to see the world. Where possible, he traveled by foot to gain a local's appreciation for the sights, sounds, and smells of the lands he passed through. In practice, however, Fulvano often claimed that his explorations proved only that the world outside of the Valian republics was a foul, smelly place that paled in comparison to his homeland. These gloves are said to have belonged to Fulvano, who often found himself in need of some protection as he climbed harsh terrain or maneuvered through forests. While thick enough to provide some warmth, they are meant first and foremost to be flexible enough to not hinder delicate tasks. Well, that's lovely. They're now used by me. I will destroy your gloves with my fat dwarven hands. Cloak. I don't know why this was not in the first place. Stash. It's gotta be... No? Guess not. Okay. Sir Gearin's horn.
I'll go on ahead.
More blood moss. Blood moss. Time to swing yourself over the side and pick your way back down to the ground level. Little dwarf running around. Found a sign. Northwest to Gearin's Grass, south to Gilbert Vale. But there's still so much to explore. Like that whole other side. Where we're going now. I'll come back to your wagon, don't worry. Shattered pieces of a crate are strewn across the dirt, along with a few muddy vegetables. Oh, the poor vegetables. Oh. Sour. Wasn't this? Oh, that's the sour. That's the thing I found before. The tunnels. But he was so nice to me. He didn't want to fight. He was like, screw you. The attack looks like a very armored dwarf. Goodbye. Got his hour spear, medium shield, and his tongue, because, you know, might be useful. What's this? Cave. Cave of Wonders. That's out. Search the forest before I do anything else brash. Set their arrow. The grass is still flattened behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbages, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. Got a crossbow, some more camping supplies, all kinds of stuff. Camp. Oh, there.
Hail, traveler.
Hail. This man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. Greetings, he says, a little breathless. On your way south, is it? He wipes his brow, turning to face you. The sooner you're clear of these woods, the better, I think. What's your hurry? The man looks down at the tent and then at his hands. I mean to follow my own advice. Came out here on a hunt, me and a friend of mine. Thought we'd bring a stag home or eat something other than bread for once. Came up on a bear instead. Great monstrous thing. And Pearly, he didn't make it. He shakes his head. I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it takes anything else. Who are you? Name's Naunton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since his face twists. Luckier than Pearly, I suppose. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend. It's the same thing. What happened? Oh, you would know. Where did you find this bear? In a cave a ways up that way. He points to the northwest. I wouldn't seek it out if I were you. It was a great brute of a beast. Would hate to hear what that it took another life. So that's what's in that cave. Well, I'm gonna possibly go fight a bear. Because why not? Here's my save. I'll save when I get to the cave. See if we die. And go see about this bear. Beardy beardy bear. Hello bear. Coral. That doesn't. Hi. Bear is injured. Bear is destroying the house. You're dead. Well, Bear. Not gonna injure him or Pearly and his friends. Well, Pearly's dead, so. Bear hide. We got you. Okay, Coral. I don't. What? Is. Lost here. Figure drifts suspended in the musty air of the caverns. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. I'll reach out. Reach out a hand for the spirit. In the moment of contact, you feel as if you've been struck a blow, your head reeling as you tumble helplessly into a waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edges of your vision. You feel the sun at your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the vale, hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern, and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping on his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest, as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back towards the exit, towards light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain, but in a moment of terrible clarity you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. And then there is a great dark shape above you, and then there is more pain. The vision recedes and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet, and the specter lingers in the span of energy between you both. In the span of energy between you both, you feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. I met him on the road, your friend. A sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. I'll find him and see that he answers for what he's done to you. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exultation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. Poor Pearly. Mice crawl through the eye sockets and over femurs. Yummy. Poor Pearly. Backstabbed by his friend, or so-called friend. Such a lovely day. Okay. Oh, hi. Where's that rip? Your dad. Bye. Corpse. Quarterstaff. Padded helmet. The struts and supports are large enough to be the ribs and vertebrae of a dragon. Interesting. Feeling Nantin is going to attack me when I confront him. Unless he's already gone. Yeah, he's already gone. The Gilded Veil. And, yeah. Oh, that looks lovely. Before we continue on, I'm going to save here and call it a night. Thank you for watching. We shall return to Pillars of Eternity sometime during the week. I'll post the schedule up on Facebook and Twitter, so be sure to check that out. And thanks for watching.